morning, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I want to say thank you for attending my presentation. I'm really happy to see you here. Before I start my presentation, let me introduce myself. My name is Wanda Dian Paramesti Fortuna Dewi, and I'm from Ganesha University of Education. As you can see on the screen, our today's topic is about how to cope COVID-19 in economic sector. Remembering that we are still struggling with COVID-19 pandemic, of course, people need more information about COVID-19 and some solution how to get out from this current situation. So that's why this topic will be very interesting and important for you, because after this presentation you will get some information about how to cope COVID-19, especially in economic sector. In this presentation, I will break my topic into 3 key points. The first key point is what is COVID-19? Second is how was the current situation of Indonesian economy during this pandemic? And the last one is how can we cope COVID-19 pandemic in economic sector? Okay, to save our time, I will jump into the first key point. What is COVID-19? COVID-19 is a disease that was caused by coronavirus. This virus first time discovered in Wuhan, China on November 2019. And since that time, this virus already spread all over the world and already infected more than 200 countries in the world, and one of them is Indonesia. Coronavirus itself has been entered Indonesia territory since March 2020. The first COVID-19 case in Indonesia was discovered in Depok on March 2020. And since that time until now, December 2020, according to COVID-19.go.id, there are more than 700,000 people in Indonesia who's already get infected by this virus. And how can COVID-19 pandemic interfere Indonesia economy? This pandemic brings a lot of disadvantages for Indonesian economy. According to Kementerian Ketenagakerjaan, there are 2.9 million employees that has been laid off from their job, and there are 6.9 million people from micro small business and Indonesian industry who's been fired due to economic crisis from their companies. There are also other impacts of this pandemic in economic sector. Like the first one is many companies cut their employees' salary, bad credit, and also delay expansion by the employers. This pandemic really hit Indonesian economy. According to Bank Indonesia's statement, this pandemic made Indonesia economic growth below 5% or only around 2.5%. Meanwhile, before this pandemic entered Indonesian territory, Indonesian economic growth is higher than 5%. And according to Erlangga, the outlook for Indonesian economy until the end of this year reached minus 1.7% to positive 0.6%. And how can we cope COVID-19, especially in economic sector? There are several things that we can do to cope COVID-19 in economic sector. The first one is secure our income sources. Try to secure our income sources no matter how difficult it is. If you are an employee, postpone your plan to resign even though your salary is small, because in this situation, cash flow can help you in emergency situation such as when you are sick. And if you have get out from your job, you can find other alternative to earn money during this pandemic, such as do or run an online shop. Online shop can be very profitable because of this pandemic. The government made policies to stay at home and do physical distancing, and this make many people find other way to shop, and online shopping become their choice during this pandemic. So this will be a great opportunity for you to find any income during this pandemic. Number 2 is prepare emergency fund. In this condition, we must have emergency fund that at least 3 times larger than your expenses. No matter how difficult the economic situation, if we have emergency fund, we can still continue our life without having debt. Third is calculate monthly income and expenditure. This can help you to resolve financial problems. If you have a note of your incomes and expenditure, you will know how much money you earn in a month and how much money you spend in a month, so you can adjust your necessity with the existing income. Number 4 is avoid big expenses. Postpone all plans that require large expenses, especially if it has to take your emergency fund. Don't waste your money with unimportant things. Just buy things that you really need instead of buy things that you really want. And the last one is avoid to have debt. In certain condition like this pandemic, we should avoid having a debt, especially larger debt. We never know whether tomorrow we still have a job or not, and when this pandemic will end. So, if it's possible, we should avoid debt obligation that will make our cash flow more depressed. To sum up, COVID-19 brings many disadvantages and make Indonesia economic growth decrease, and it's until lower than 5%. But there are several things that we can do to cope COVID-19, especially in economic sector. The first one is secure our income sources, so we still have incomes during this pandemic. Second is prepare emergency fund, so we have still money if we meet emergency condition. Third is calculate monthly income and expenditure. 5 is avoid big expenses, and the last is avoid to have debt. Okay, I think that's all for my presentation. I'm really sorry if there is some mistakes during my presentation. Once again, thank you for attending my presentation and thanks for your attention.